Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, we're talking about PlayStation 2, Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo 3DS emulation. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about PlayStation 2 emulation on Android with AetherSX2. AetherSX2 just added a really cool feature. It's not yet available on the Google Play Store, but if you're signed up to be a beta tester, I'm assuming it's going to hit the Play Store in beta form fairly soon. If not, you can always head to the AetherSX2 website to check this out. So this brand new development or experimental version of AetherSX2 has a couple of fixes and one really cool feature. The first fix here is for the frame buffer being too small in some games like Test Drive. Hopefully this helps out performance, possibly just a little bit. The second fix here is disabling bilinear upscaling and advanced options. And the third thing here, the really cool feature, is adding fractional scaling options. So here is the new experimental build of AetherSX2 up and running, and I've opened up the app settings. From here, I'm going to scroll over to the graphics tab, and then take a look at the upscaling multiplier. By default, it is set to 1x. And these new options here allow me to set it as fractions, for example, 1.25, 1.5, 1.75, and 2, and then so on and so forth. This will really help out phones that possibly don't have all the performance in the world but want to run things at a little bit better than native graphics. For example, going from 1x graphics to 2x graphics can be very taxing on a system. But going from 1 to 1.25 might be a lot more feasible. Now personally, I think this is a genius move from Talrith. I think this is huge. I think it's a massive quality of life update. Some people might look at this and say, you know what, it's not really a big deal, it's just some upscaling options. I would respectfully disagree with that. If you are curious and want to check out this development build of AetherSX2, you absolutely can, but just a caution here, some things might be broken. It's an experimental build. Head to AetherSX2.com, click on download, scroll down to where you see closed testing alpha and click on that link. Click on the top folder, and at the time of filming here, it's version 2472, but it might be a later version by the time you're checking this video out. So click on whatever file is at the top. Next up here, we're talking about GameCube and Wii emulation on Mac with Dolphin. Yes, Dolphin has a brand new Mac update, and this one is actually pretty big as well. If you are using Dolphin on a Mac, I would highly recommend checking out this development build. Head to dolphin-emu.org/download. I'll leave a link in the description below. And once you are here, scroll down to where you see development builds and pick up one of the latest builds. So as of version 16965, the Dolphin team has added in the Metal backend. Now the Metal backend is a pretty big deal for Mac users. It's not available on Windows or Android, but the Metal backend might help some games render and possibly play a little bit better. It might improve performance. And a quick tip here, just remember that this is a development build. There might be some bugs and things might not work as anticipated. This is a relatively new feature that's kind of in the testing phase. And this person here said Wind Waker test shows quite a performance boost. However, anything containing shaders makes Dolphin crash on shader pre-compilation. So you can see it's not perfect just yet, but it will get better. And speaking about getting better, next up here, we're talking about Nintendo 3DS emulation on Android with Citra. Just not the version of Citra that's on the Google Play Store. We are talking about Citra MMJ. This version of Citra is designed for performance as opposed to emulation accuracy, and the MMJ stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano. So in this version here, there's a brand new version that was just released. It may have a performance boost, and they've also added in some cheat codes. Now, Citra MMJ is 100% free. It's open source, and I'll leave a link to the GitHub in the description below. Feel free to check it out. And speaking about free and open source and cheats, kind of. Next up here, we're talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on PC with Yuzu. Yuzu mainline version 1105 just released, and we've got some very interesting improvements. The first couple of improvements have to deal with the Steam Deck and Linux, reverts SDL2 to 2.0.20 due to crashing regression introduced with the Steam Deck, and use correct byte size for frame buffer, which fixes the Vulkan crash with flat pack builds. And this one is very interesting. An improvement here which helps out compatibility with Mario Odyssey Online. For those who may be unaware, yes, there's an unofficial Super Mario Online mod and it introduces multiplayer for up to 10 different people. Here's some of the other features of Super Mario Online. We've got almost every capture in the game is synced between players, full 2D and costume models syncing, Moon Collection is shared between all players, custom configuration menu, and support for custom game modes. And admittedly, I have no idea how long this project is going to be active for, but if you want to take a look at it and possibly learn more about it, I'll leave a link to this YouTube video in the description below. I recommend checking it out. And also their official Discord. I'll leave that in the description below as well. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. Let me know your thoughts about anything we talked about today in the comments below, whether it's Super Mario Odyssey Online, have you checked it out? Yuzu, Citra MMJ, Dolphin, and AetherSX2. Let me know your thoughts about all of that stuff in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos, don't tempt fate, save your state.